Besides the obvious, what is one thing you'll change about yourself?
What's the obvious?
No, besides the obvious. So if you can change one thing about yourself, besides the obvious, what would it be?
What's the obvious?
Honey, it's besides the obvious.
I understand it, but what's the obvious?
No, we're not talking about the obvious. We're talking about besides the obvious, what would you change about yourself?
I can't tell you what I would change about myself if I don't know what the obvious is.
But you're not changing the obvious. What other than the obvious, what would you change about yourself?
What's the obvious?
No, honey, besides the obvious.
Doesn't make any sense. That's doesn't make any sense. I have to know what the obvious is in order to know what I would change about myself.
No, you don't, because we're talking about besides the obvious.
But what would be the obvious?
I think you're too focused on, the obvious. But besides the obvious, what would you change about yourself?
That question doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense.
You have what's the obvious? Are you
No,
talking about
babe,
my?
besides the obvious.
But are you speaking of me as a person? Are you speaking of me as a believer? Or speaking of me as what's the obvious?
No, so it's what you want to change about yourself in any aspect of your life or yourself besides the obvious.
But what's the obvious? From whose from whose point?
You know the obvious.
Doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense. Besides the obvious, honey.
Nothing.
Not even the obvious.
Doesn't make any sense. That's redundant? That's a redundant question.
No, it's not.
What's the obvious?
It's besides the obvious.
The obvious would be my connection with Christ. So,
Why would that be the obvious?
because that's who I am. That's
Okay, but I'm talking about besides the obvious that both you and I know about. It's besides the obvious. We're not talking about your connection with Christ. We're not talking about any of that. It's besides the obvious. So what is one thing that you'll change about yourself?
what I mean both you and I know about.
You know the obvious.
What do you mean both you and I know about? So that's what I'm asking.
We know
How's it
about the obvious.